one big thing.
When you see a cart come out to get an injured player, teammates on a knee, it's natural to spend a moment contemplating what it might be like to be taken off the field or the court on a cart. Thankfully, most of us couldn't possibly comprehend what that moment feels like when the reality that all the work that had been put into bettering yourself, mastering your craft has been undone, maybe forever. I realized today what we never do after that moment is contemplate what it looks like as that player tries to recover. What's that journey like? We don't see it, we don't hear about it, but what would it be like to have to climb the mountain, then slide all the way back down, only to have to attempt the same climb again? Rob Mahoney's piece for Sports Illustrated about Jabari Parker takes us on that rarely seen journey. When I think of Parker, I think of the kid from Chicago who was one of the jewels of the 2013 class, the subject of a big-time recruiting war, picked number 2 in the NBA draft overall after a year at Duke. Parker's first ACL tear happened as a 19-year-old just 25 games into his rookie season. He says he withdrew and it was a dark place. Think about it. You're still essentially a child. You're on your own, and suddenly the thing you're great at you can't do anymore, and you have nothing but time to think about that and only that. Last season, Parker was averaging better than 20 a night, and he goes down again. Same knee. Now he is Sisyphus, pushing the rock up the hill, just 22. Not only are his own injuries reducing his presence and stature, but it coincides with a teammate who wasn't drafted as high becoming a megastar MVP candidate. The league's next big thing. Everything's Giannis, not Jabari. It's a lot to digest, and there's no fast-forward button on the rehab, just the work and anonymity. But as Parker says in the crossover piece, quote, "What better way to learn things than for them to be hard," close quote. He says it's all necessary for his development, which is an awfully evolved and mature worldview for someone still so young. How much it will change the path of a career is still unknown, but it's clearly not the path he or anyone would have chosen. Again, the young man shows the wisdom of an old soul when he says, quote, "I see beauty in my scars. They tell my story," close quote. It's a story he continues to write day by day, page by page, in the little setbacks and victories along the way in rehab, on a path that will eventually bring him back on the floor for the rest of us to see him again, sometime probably around February, as he tries to regain his place in the game and establish his value. He and the Bucks did not extend his deal, which expires at the end of the season. There's a lot to it. So the next time you see a player headed for the tunnel, along with how it impacts your fantasy team, maybe imagine the impact on the human being who lives the reality.